Right, we're back on Resource Rationing Restoration, a website that helps you figure out how many resources we need to live our modern lifestyle, and it can also help you massively cut your carbon down to budget. And it works out that reasonable budget for somebody to live without the planet burning up is around 3 tons, not what we're told, that's about 13. So that's what I'm told. I'm with Rebecca, who set this website up, who is going to study herself. Is that right?
Yes, I'll do mine. So I'm not typical, but I have got a house and I also run a shop. So I'm going to put them both together. So I'm going to be, which is only fair, really. So we're doing, we're going for the big one first, which is house. So how much electricity? Well, I did the reading of the meter recently and it's about 2,500. That's shop and house. I also use about 3.5 tons of wood, I fear to say. So calculate the household footprint. Let's see. What's happened here? There we are. 0.83 tons. Flights. Well, that's easy for me. We move on.
So sorry, can you explain how 3.5 tons of wood is obviously coming out at less CO2, because some of the material is not carbon within the wood, is that right?
Yes, there's a calculation. I can't quite remember it, but it's easy enough to. It's about a third or something is carbon.
Okay.
You can just do it from the chemical formula.
Okay, so wood,
Yeah.
and you can actually. How do you get your wood?
It is. I am lucky enough to do it locally sourced,
Mm-hmm.
so it's
sustainable.
It is sustainable. Yeah. It is sustainable, but it does still produce obviously CO2. It does produce CO2.
But it's sort of it's going in cycles, so
should in theory be reabsorbed.
Right.
Should in theory.
Right.
And obviously that is the aim. I still think wood is going to be the saviour of everyone, really. But we're not. Mm-hmm. We're millions of miles away from that.
Well, we live for tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years sustainably with wood, so I suppose no reason why we can't.
Right, so flights, that is easy for me. I gave up flying a long time ago, so that's easy. Now I go on to car.
And you okay with that? I mean, what did you go on holidays and stuff, or?
Oh yes, I do lots of holidays.
Yeah,
all in
what
the
do you
UK.
do?
Cycling and walking.
Oh.
Pilgrimages and sitting in the garden, and yeah.
And any regrets about not flying?
No. But of course, if I was a young person and wanted to see the world, I suspect I would be regretful of it. But there are ways. I mean, you can take, once you're over the channel, which is no big deal really, you can cycle, get public transport, so, people
and if
can.
you go for 6 months or a year on a long haul flight, that's relatively, a lot less damaging than
again,
the short
you could look
flights,
on this calculator and work it out for yourself. You've got 3.5 tons.
But short haul flights are supposed to be particularly damaging, aren't they? Because of the amount of fuel to get up and down.
I guess.
That's supposedly what.
But you can work it out for yourself with this. You might say, right, I'm going to use all my carbon budget on a flight this year.
Right, and it's ultimately about us taking responsibility for ourselves. So it's
now
up to you.
I do drive sometimes because I'm a member of a car club. I gave up the car years and years ago, but I do occasionally drive, and I guess
club.
Yeah, we have a car club in where I live.
Okay, so does that work all right? People
it's very, very good.
Trash it and
no, it's very, very good.
Drive through fields.
Highly recommended.
Excellent.
So I reckon I've probably driven about 200 miles. Yeah, so let's see what that says. Offset now.
Is it expensive to?
No, it's really good. It's really good.
And presumably, then you don't need to worry about actually owning the car and.
Oh, I've got to do this. Here we are. Select year and type. Car. Average. Right.
So anyone can log on to this.
I've got to think now. So that what do I have to do? Average EU. I guess I'm EU car. I guess. average. No, I'll just do that. Now I've got to do this car. Well, what are we? We're petrol car, I think. Yeah, petrol car. Select model. Oh, blimey, I have no idea. Average petrol car. Do I have to do that? No. Right. Offs, let's see. Press that one, do you think? Or that one? Calculate. Average.
Calculate and add to footprint. So obviously this doesn't take.
There we are. 0.06 tons.
Okay. So
Right,
obviously this doesn't take into account roads and all the other destruction and industry that that owning a car creates and all the other jobs that that go with it. But it sort of shows you some of the footprint. So that's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
0.06 for a car club.
Yeah. Now more motorbike. I hope I haven't.
No
I don't
motorbikes?
do no motorbikes.
Just bicycle. Bicycle.
So-
Presumably you've been breathing for some of your bicycle usage, but that might not register in tons.
Now, what do I? I'm a bit stuck now. Oh, bus and rail. Motorbike, no. Bus and rail, yes. Well, I do use that, so let's just see. Bus and rail. Sorry, chaps, it's been very slow.
Can't see a food.
Oh, no, wait, it comes to it.
Oh, right.
Comes to it. Bus, yes, I do go on the bus. So let's say I do about 150 miles. Bit of a guess. Rail, yeah, I do go on rail. So let's say, 500. Maybe 600. International rail, all the rest. Well, tube, I suppose. No, I don't go on the tube. I don't go on a taxi. Calculate.
Brilliant. That's all quite straightforward, this. So get onto resource rationing restoration and check your carbon budget.
So
It can also tell you how to reduce it. Giving up your car's big one.
0.6. Right, now
0.6 tonnes, is that?
we come to the
So
big
that's
one.
interesting. So the public transport is actually the same as a car club.
Yes, but then I did a lot more on public transport,
Right.
didn't I?
Oh, right. So you get good sort of bang for your buck on the old
Yeah, I did
the
a
old
lot
train.
more.
Right.
Right, so this is quite interesting. Now, I have previously worked out food and drink for a medium. I'm not a medium. I am actually occasional meat eater, so we'll put that down.
No meat eating.
So I have worked this out. I think I probably spend about £60 a week. So 52.60s.
50, 60. Oh,
Well, four
maths is not my
sixes.
strong point.
4, 6, 6 fours 24. So that's 240 a month. So 240 a month. So 12 200 or 10 240s is 2,400. So it's about £3,000, isn't it?
Take your word for it.
Yeah. 3,000. Pharmaceuticals, I fear I do spend some, but not a lot. Maybe aspirins and things like that. Maybe 50 quid. Clothes, I do like buying cloth, I have to say. So, let me see, I'd hardly ever buy shoes, but I do like buying cloth to make clothes. So, let's see, maybe 350. Paper, no, I run a bookshop, so that's a bit weird. I buy lots of books, but then I sell them. So I think I can,
And they're
yeah.
second hand.
Second hand, yeah. So I think I
So
can
that's
leave that one.
actually sort of
I think I
helping
don't. Yeah.
people buy
Computers.
reused.
I do
goods.
have to buy computers every now and then. So let's say 250 for that. That's probably over the top, but I'll be now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Never buy furniture. Pubs, yes, do go to pubs, but per year, not a lot. Maybe when I go with someone else, usually that would be like 30 quid, so maybe about 100 a month, maybe about 1,000.
You always got to put a pub budget.
Yeah, I'll put 1,000.
Everyone needs a pub budget.
1,000. Telephone, mobile calls.
You must have a mobile phone. You're not completely off grid.
So that's about 120, about 150,
Right.
isn't it, for that? Banking. Well, I don't have a mortgage, and any of that. So what does that mean? Nothing.
I don't know. Banking, finance.
Yeah, I
publishing.
don't do that. Insurance, unfortunately,
None
I
of
have
it
to
means
pay
anything to me.
insurance. Unfortunately, I do. So I'll put that down. I'll be honest. Well, it's 800.
Yeah. All right.
Education, no, giving that up. Well, I have my lessons. So I do have my lessons, my Arabic lessons. So
learning Arabic.
So what shall I
Pretty
put down
cool.
there? About £200, I guess. And recreation, well, everything's blooming closed, isn't it? You can't do anything. So I have this virtually naught for that.
Okay, well, there we
Because of
go.
this stupid business.
So let's see what your budget is.
Yeah, actually, I've probably done a lot better than last time I did.
Estimate secondary footprint.
Yeah.
Well, shall we just see what your home footprint is? So this is
Yeah,
your...
well, this is the last, you see.
Okay.
So,
So where are we at now? So we've got
2.86 for that. You see, for me,
Wow.
I'm typical.
So you have actually come under budget.
No, because I've got to do the whole lot.
Right.
That's
so this
just
is
the secondary.
for your home. So if you
Yeah,
didn't have a
and-
business, then you would be under
Well,
budget.
let's see.
But this is-
Your footprint, country average, world average. So I'm nearly there. 3.81.
So you're actually under the world average.
Oh, yeah,
so
but
that's-
I would expect to be. But I'm 3.81.
But we need
now
a
I've
lot
got
of
to
people.
Be,
Right.
I've got
Okay.
to be 3.3. So,
Okay.
you know, even...
So how do you feel about that? I mean, knowing that you...
See, just before
you've
can I
obviously
just interrupt a
yeah.
moment? This is what annoys me.
Yep.
United Kingdom is 6.5 tonnes. It is not. It's 13 tonnes.
Right.
Because they've left out
The imports, right?
imported.
Yeah, so they've removed them from the stats.
Dishonest.
Right.
Really. It's
Yeah.
disgraceful.
Right.
But
So it's actually important that we
don't
work
think
even
it's...
harder to offset. So I mean, you're obviously...
Well, 3.3. I'm allowed
Yeah.
3.3. I'm 3.81.
Right. So I mean, given that you built this website, you have been really working hard to make sure your carbon budget is that you know all about this, and you've been working incredibly hard to make sure that you get under budget, and you still haven't managed it. So
No.
how does that make you feel?
Well, it's very difficult, you see, and it's very, very difficult. I suppose the big one is heating. Now, the shop, I'll try and cut down there with the shop, I think. The heating
So you're
of the
making a
shop.
commitment to cutting down even further, and that's...
Yeah. I mean, the
and that's
customers will
wonderful.
complain.
And it's all about responsibility. I mean, you've given a lot by building this website, and I mean, you know, this is very inspiring. And like to say to people to, you know, it's up to you. It's personal responsibility. You know what's happening in the world. You know that the world is either flooding or burning, and that we're going to be next, unfortunately, because that's just, there's only one planet. We can't escape it. So it's down to us. It's down to personal responsibility, because the governments are not going to do anything. They've shown that they're just in it for themselves. They're going to do more destruction and profit, it seems, from that destruction. So if you want to see how you can take personal responsibility and actually lead a more pleasant, healthier life as a result, get onto Resource Rationing Restoration and work it out. Why not make a little video and post it and share it with this channel, and let us know how you get on, and what works for you, say in a few months' time, how you're able to reduce your budget as well. And please tell your friends. Any other comments?
Yeah, well, I'm just pleased that I am less than last time I did it.
Well,
That's partly due to
that's good
lockdown,
news.
isn't it?
Well done. Thank you very much for your work.
Okay.